What's good, groovy people? So we're back again with another reaction video, and recently the JBP has been experiencing some drama with Kendrick and TDE, so I wanted to get into that. But if you're new here, my name is Zipporah and I do all things music. And if you like that too, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also check out my other videos as well. But let's get into it.
YouTube chicks. Get ready. You know what to do, chicks.
Listen, Chick Smooth.
Hey, Chick Smooth, appreciate all the coverage that you've been doing. I've been watching your shit for a while. I just subscribed to your shit too, bro.
Oh boy, here we go, you guys. This is about to get real tricky. We gotta have a conversation about what is fair critique on somebody versus somebody just flat out hating on something. Now, obviously, as we know, when it comes to music, it's subjective. Music that sounds good to you might not sound good to me, and vice versa. So, keeping that in mind, if I praise somebody's music one day, would I now be considered as a hater if I critique that person's music and don't like it the next day? Now, over the last couple of months, specifically over the last 2 weeks, a lot of fans have been noticing Joe has been changing his tune when it comes to critiquing anybody's music from TDE. You guys all saw the video from last week when Joe went at it with Doechie's manager after Joe was trying to allude that maybe she might be falling off or maybe she was an industry plant all along. If you guys did not watch that video, please make sure you guys go check it out. Now, last year, Joe was the biggest fan of Kendrick and TDE. He loved and praised anything coming out from TDE, specifically Kendrick Lamar. Nowadays, that love for TDE and Kendrick seems to be changing a little bit. On a recent episode of the Joe Budden podcast Patreon episode, make sure you guys go check it out. Seems like Joe Budden is now a little bit fatigued from watching Kendrick Lamar win. Now, while they were discussing possible albums in hip-hop that could win a Grammy next year, Joe Budden was very adamant that he did not want to see Kendrick's GNX win it. He basically said because Kendrick Lamar won everything last year, give the Grammy to somebody else like the Clips. Here's what he said.
Chance album is going to get shunned.
Which is unfortunate.
Which is very unfortunate.
To me, shunned. It ain't gonna get a nomination?
I think it's a better album than GNX. I think it's a better album than Clips album.
But wait, what's shunned though? If it's nominated.
Okay, so just starting off, firstly, I feel like a lot of people are trying to shift and create this narrative that, oh my God, like Kendrick, I'm tired of seeing Kendrick. I'm tired of seeing Kendrick. But when he's not out in the public, then you guys have a problem. So I'm really confused.
He's saying he don't think it's going to get nominated.
I think from what I'm hearing so far, I think it's a better album than all. Don't get me wrong, all the other things that go into those albums make those albums important. But if you're talking about just music and just
got the album of the year.
All that Chance albums,
you said that about 9 albums.
I love Chance.
Yeah, because the new album comes out.
All his people. Nah, yo.
Well, you change your album of the year quickly. Or we've been blessed enough. No, we've been blessed to have that much great music this year. Because GNX was it for me all the way up until Clips came out. When did GNX come out, y'all?
Last year.
Like it was November?
It was like November 2024.
It wasn't that
Maybe
early.
October.
Yes, it was. Because I thought it was closer to Super Bowl time. No.
GNX came out before the previous year. It was in 2024.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying, but closer to Super Bowl.
But GNX was my choice until the Clips, and then now with Chance, it's like, I mean, I don't think anything else.
November 22nd.
I think the Clips is going to win it, but I think because they got the narrative and the momentum, but I think Chance should win it.
My thing is, I'm going to do a Grammys prediction video as well, so stay tuned for that because they are releasing the actual nominations, I think November 11th or November 1st, something like that. I personally think that either Clips or Kendrick deserve Rap Album of the Year. I don't think Chance deserves it, and if you have not watched my review of his album, I definitely think you should go check that out. I think Chance had a very solid project, but it lacked cohesion, and for somebody who dropped the ball with his previous projects, I feel like this was that project to really try and come back and everything should be. Yeah, I expected Chance to come harder. It wasn't a bad project at all. I think it's one of my favorite projects this year. But in comparison to Clips' album and GNX, I think those two are a better contender than Chance's project. And I don't like this switch. Like, it's okay. I do think people's opinions change. Dave just dropped his album as well, and some people think that that's going to be album of the year. I don't know. Little Sims has an album. There's a whole bunch of people who have dropped rap albums. So, yeah.
I think the Clips should win it. I think Kendrick will.
I think GNX should. I don't think
Kendrick's gonna win.
Based on impact and how much I actually really listen to it, I probably would put GNX first.
Yo, that
but it's a dogfight. I want to be
Chance
clear.
album, bro, is
Kendrick got to move. Kendrick got to get to the back of the line and share the stage.
we
already gave you
about that album.
9 versions of every award.
That's why I don't think he's gonna get it.
We're not being honest about Kendrick's album, man.
I'm being.
I never liked it. We talking over each other. We talking over each other.
So is Chance.
Can I just say?
Kendrick is and has been Chance. I'm not gonna say.
I ain't hear you say
Kendrick's a Grammy darling.
He is, but he earns it though. It ain't like he's just whatever.
What you about to say about his album?
I don't think it aged as well as people would like to think it did. Don't get me wrong. I like it. I still
listen to that album.
It's my least favorite of his albums.
It's my second favorite.
You like Mr. Morale better?
I do.
You like To Pimp a... No, man.
To Pimp a Butterfly is my favorite album of his.
To call somebody who puts so much effort into their projects and like everything is so strategically planned and executed, to call somebody like that a Grammy darling is so disrespectful and erases everything that the individual artist has done, especially for the music industry. I think that is so disrespectful. You can say that you don't think the album deserves a Grammy. Okay, that's perfectly fine. But to then go and call somebody a Grammy darling is just so wild to me. And this is why I don't listen to a lot of y'all's music takes, because y'all are just saying anything and it's just filled with hate and like Twitter conversations and like think pieces. It's really insane to me. Y'all complain that Kendrick doesn't put out so much music. Y'all love comparing him to Drake and a bunch of other rappers. But then when he actually comes out and really shows himself for once, and now it's a problem. Like, you guys really he can't win. I don't understand.
Got it.
So
I'll leave it alone.
But don't get me wrong, it's still a dope album, and I'm not trying to step on it in that way. But as far as we talking about just how it grew on me, I'm not really running back to listening to it. I hear me listening to this Chance album and this Clips album way more than I'll ever go back to this GNX.
I'm gonna listen to Chance album.
Also, why are we saying an album didn't age well when it hasn't even been a complete year since the album dropped? You don't talk about how an album aged until like years from now. I'm not going to talk about an album that just came out 2 months ago and be like, damn, I don't really bump it as much anymore. That's just you. There's plenty of people who love GNX, including myself. It's not one of my favorite Kendrick projects, like ranking them from best to worst, but that album is amazing. Like front to back, listening to each track and like the production, the way Kendrick was able to switch things up with this project and still execute it very well. Like, it's not a perfect project by no means, but y'all are actually insane with these takes.
Like that's
I'm still dissecting.
Yes.
Chance's
Only
album.
thing I don't like about the Chance album a little bit, and this is why I think I've been listening to it so much. And know what's crazy? When he sat here, he told us some of the metaphors that he was using. I wouldn't have caught him. I'm not gonna bullshit you. I wouldn't have caught him. The only thing I don't like about the Chance album is it's a little mumbly. It's not as clear.
Really?
Yeah, bro. He rolling to it. So I gotta.
Oh, I think that's. I hear what you're saying, but
bro,
the album is mumbly, but you think it deserves album of the year. You didn't even understand the album completely, but you think the album deserves album of the year. Y'all just sit here and contradict yourselves every time you open your mouth.
Killing that album.
That album is great.
That fucking album is amazing.
That album is amazing.
No,
He's
More
killing
Men
that
to me
shit.
is my favorite song of the year.
Yeah, that's an amazing
that
song
album,
right there.
B.
I'm not gonna hold
First those things, the song of the year for me. Hip hop song of the year.
So if an album has
my number 2.
the hip hop
That's my
song
song.
of the year
I'm with you on
and
that.
Malice is still my rapper of the year,
For sure.
it would just mean something differently if the Clips won it versus
And I feel
Kendrick
like-
won it.
And the song I voted for, I actually voted for Chance for Letters for Rap Song of the Year, or maybe Rap Performance of the Year. I forget which one, but that was the one for me.
I do want to, I will say this for legacy's sake and for just the spirit of hip hop. I would love to see the Clips go up there.
I want Clips to win.
I would love that. That
I
to me would be
I feel like
amazing.
Pusha is owed that.
I don't feel like he owes that.
And I can agree to this take. I would really, really love to see Clips win Album of the Year. Me personally, I don't care if Kendrick or Clips takes it, to be honest. I think they're both very deserving of it. But I would love to see Clips get Album of the Year. I think Chance, though, should get an award for at least some of the songs on his album, because some of them were very impactful, and he did really try and talk about topics, especially with a lot of Black issues. And then him growing up in Chicago and his experiences. I think that would be amazing to see for some of the other categories. And this is not to shit on Chance either. Like, I hope nobody's taking it that way. I really enjoyed that project. There was just a lack of cohesion for me with that project. But I do think Chance should get something, but I don't think it's Album of the Year. I'm sorry.
I would love to see.
I get what you're saying.
I would love to see. I think it would bode well for hip hop.
Wasn't it just last year that they gave Kendrick all them Grammys?
Yes,
Last Grammys that just passed.
Yeah, I don't want to see that again.
Yeah.
He cleaned up, and I didn't think he
without
was
album. I don't want to see it again. I don't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
I'd be proud and happy.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
I wouldn't be
But it's
surprised.
going to mean something different to see them two brothers.
I think the industry
You
also
know,
wants
up there.
Them two hood hip hop standing in what this is what we've been doing for the last 2 decades. We didn't deviate. We didn't do nothing different. We didn't play the games that the industry plays. We didn't do none of that shit. We put out a project that we genuinely and sincerely, this is what we do. And for them to win that grant, I would be proud.
We brought this shit to the Vatican.
Yes, bro.
Now, it does not stop there. On the same Patreon episode, Joe and the guys also added Kendrick Lamar to the list of people who fuck up R&B songs.
Well, while you on the list of people that fuck up the R&B feature, I would like to add another name for your consideration. Kendrick Lamar. Think about it.
I like Kendrick on Autumn Leaves, even though I understand the people that don't.
It's how many drinks?
How many drinks?
Miguel.
How many drinks?
He was on that.
Oh my God!
I
He
forgot
was
you
on
said-
How
I
Many
remember
Drinks.
that verse.
He shouldn't have been on How Many Drinks.
Yeah.
It's not worse than the J. Cole verse on the Miguel record. Or was that Miguel?
Fox's
On the J. Cole record.
They've had
They got a few collabs.
they got a-
Dick like a foot up in your mouth shit is that's one of the worst things I've ever heard on R&B record.
Now, this critique has sparked a lot of conversation and controversy online. Somebody said, yo, it's so funny seeing the bots find out in real time that Joe never liked Kendrick and only acted like he did so Drake could lose the battle. Somebody else said, Joe only shifted to Kendrick because Doechii came out like, yo, what's good? He had to stop greasy talking her and go back to Kendrick. Another fan posted this clip from last year of Joe saying that he wants to get a hug from Kendrick.
Kendrick Lamar, the universe is going to bring us together.
You want that hug so bad.
Because I believe in the power of the universe. I was supposed to just go to the pop-out show like you did and get my hug. I need this transfer.
And it posed a question asking, yo, is Joe upset because he never got his hug from Kendrick? Now, even the president of TDE.
So I've heard different rumors about this. Apparently, Joe was not allowed to go backstage or like something at the pop-up. And people also are speculating that Joe is upset because Kendrick won't do an interview on the Joe Budden podcast. And to be honest, Joe seems like the type of person that would get upset by that stuff. I watched the Joe Budden podcast. I've been watching it since the beginning, since they started, since Rory Mal and like a bunch of other people were on there. But Joe has this nasty ego. And to be honest, I think he's hurt and upset that his career did not take off the way a lot of these other rappers are. So he tries to shit on a bunch of people. He shits on Kendrick. He shits on Drake. He's shitting on Doechii. He just loves to run his mouth, and he thinks he has the most educated opinion. But it's like, if you know so much, why didn't you do that stuff for yourself? Let's talk about that. But yeah, I think Joe is butthurt, and now he's trying to flip. And it's honestly embarrassing. It's very embarrassing. You're on another podcast saying you need a hug from Kendrick. Now you're saying you're tired of seeing him. Okay.
Punch TDE himself had to come out and weigh in on the recent hate towards Kendrick and his camp. Punch posted this dialogue he had with somebody from his camp or somebody close to him. The name of the person is redacted. You guys can fill in the blanks on who you guys think this is. I think this is Kendrick, but I could be wrong. Punch asked the person, yo, like, when did y'all become so hated? The person who shall not be named said, yo, if you keep winning, you see it. Then Punch says, ah, I see. Now, again, I posed this question to you guys earlier in the video. What can we consider as fair critique and what can we consider as hating? GNX, the album, was ineligible last year for a Grammy. Those Grammys he won this year were for Not Like Us. So obviously for next year, if Kendrick Lamar's GNX is up against other albums and people feel like the quality of GNX is still better than other albums, I'm sure Kendrick Lamar is not going to turn down any Grammy wins. It's not my fault that I put out this amazing song, Not Like Us, that changed the landscape of music last year. There's a lot of people that's still playing records from GNX till this day. And there's also people out there that have no clue Chance the Rapper put out an album this year. I think when you use the term Grammy darling, it kind of takes away from the work and quality of music that Kendrick put into GNX. Now, the Clips album was also pretty good. I could definitely also see that album winning the Grammy next year. For me, it comes down to quality of music, not because somebody has won something so many times. If you ask me,
And exactly, this is what I'm trying to say. Like, at the end of the day, the Grammys is notable. I think everybody wants a Grammy. Who doesn't want a Grammy? To be known as a Grammy-nominated artist or a Grammy-winning artist, musician, that is huge. And I want people to stop turning this into like, oh, now it doesn't mean nothing. Now it's, once your fave wins a Grammy, then it's like, oh, so-and-so has this many Grammys. Y'all are so quick to say so-and-so has this many Grammys now. But yeah, at the end of the day, if people like the project and I think, in my opinion, for something to be album of the year in whatever category, they have to hit all of those marks. So the lyricism, the production, the cohesiveness of the album, all of these things. If your album doesn't have that, then I don't think you should be qualified to win album of the year. You might be up there, obviously, because you have a decent project. But in all honesty, I think only GNX and Clips' album should be the ones to win. Y'all are upset that Kendrick is nominated. Like, he didn't have an album that was eligible for it last year or this past year. I don't understand why people are upset. Do you guys not remember how the Grammys work or operate? But yeah, and also with the critiques, I think it's okay to have a critique. Everybody's not going to like everything. Every music, every song, every album is not for everybody as well. So that's perfectly fine. You can have your critiques, but to sit here and be dismissive of what somebody has done is insane to me. Like, there's certain rappers and artists that I don't like, but I will happily acknowledge the work that they've put in or when they've done something well. It's just crazy to try to erase somebody's work. And low-key, they're probably bumping GNX as soon as they walk out that studio. Like,
think Punch and Joe are definitely going to have a conversation behind the scenes just to make sure there's no tension between both parties. You guys get in the comments below. Do you guys classify what Joe said about GNX as hating, or is it fair critique and his own opinion? Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys later, man.
But yeah, I'd love to hear everybody else's thoughts about this whole situation. I do think Joe is very bitter and he's trying to switch. And I'm not here for it. Like, especially everybody else on the pod too. And it's funny because Ice tweeted that he still loves GNX, but you're spewing these biased, random opinions online. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you think Joe is right for what he said? Do you think Kendrick is a Grammy darling? Who do you guys think should win rap album of the year for the Grammys? Let me know in the comments and stay tuned for the next video.